Alright. Oh yeah, that's right, we're going to see Don Whitehorse.
Who are you all?
We need to talk to the Don about something. Help us out, could you?
It's a matter that concerns the 5 Master Guilds.
I haven't seen you around here recently. What guild do you belong to?
We don't belong to a guild exactly.
Unfortunately, the Don has left town in pursuit of the monsters.
He went after the monsters?
The monsters?
Yes. He plans on taking out the monster nests in one fell swoop.
I see. Thanks for the information.
No worries.
If I went and helped them, I could prove myself to the Dawn.
Oh well, shall we go look for that information in town?
What? We're not going to help the Dawn?
So you know where the monster nests are then?
Oh, good point.
Since it seems like you won't be making progress anytime soon, I'm gonna go check out Cave Mock.
How selfish!
I just want to get it out of the way as soon as possible.
Then does that mean Estelle's going along with you?
Yes. I told Alexei I was going to go after all. Don't worry. We'll be fine between the two of us.
Sorry, afraid not. If you got hurt or anything, Flynn would hunt me down and kill me.
You're gonna go, Yuri?
Well, we don't really have any good leads around town that we're following anyway.
Then it's decided. Let's go to the forest of Cave Mock.
Going to Cave Mock, are they? What a coincidence.
Oh yeah, that's right, it's on the other side of Cave Mock. Or the side of Dongrist. I mean. Forest of Cave Mock.
I had no idea trees this big existed.
Yeah, but it doesn't exactly look healthy for them to be this overgrown.
It's just like you said, Carol. It's like what happened at Heliord when the Blastia went berserk.
Be careful! There's somebody here.
Hey, what a coincidence! What the hell are you doing in a place like this? You know, out for a forest stroll, taking in the nature.
Something smells fishy.
What? Where's my welcome?
didn't think we'd honestly be glad to see you, right?
Ah, you don't mean that. I can come in handy, you know.
You're not thinking of coming with us, right?
Of course. It's lonely being out here all by my lonesome. What? No dice?
You'd better watch your back. If you try anything funny, you're dead.
Hey, you don't really think my story stinks that bad, do ya?
Yeah, the stench is sort of coming off you in waves.
Really?
I can't take responsibility for what I'll do if you make any sudden moves. Don't forget that.
Oh, Raven. King of the Iron Fist. I'll give him the Oracle Common that.
We got a head start!
All right, let's go! That was too easy. Leave it to me!
That was easy.
Our formation's all over the place.
I'm not used to this team. Azure Door! Now, this is my style. All right, who's next? Now, this is my style. Resound, O cry of victory! Oh, don't mind me. Do whatever you came to do.
What should we do about him?
Do you know any tricks that'll convince us you're worth keeping around?
Do I look like some kind of street magician to you? Hey, you! Come here a second.
What? Me?
Huh? What do you want with Carol?
Ah! Don't just leave me here!
Show 'em what for, kid!
Why me? Okay, this isn't funny anymore.
Should be any minute now.
Ah! It exploded from the inside!
What did you do?
You just wait for 'em to let their guard down, give 'em a little poke, and then BAM!
Jeez, I bet you're great at parties.
I suppose that was good enough.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, you mean I passed? I can stay?
Are you kidding?
It'll be much easier to do things to him if we keep him nearby.
What do you mean, things?
Hadn't thought about that.
Okay, I just got a little chill up my spine.
Well then, Mr. Raven, after you.
Right.
This looks easy.
Let me at him!
All right, who's next?
Destructo Paint Shot!
Yeah, easy win.
That was easy.
Very easy indeed. Carol, what are you doing? Let's hurry up and go. Yeah. Wah! Get away, don't touch me, stay back. Carol, Carol, it's okay. It already flew away. Huh? It did. Alright, let's keep moving. Captain Carol seems a little different than usual, doesn't he? You think? He seems like his usual spaced out kid self to me. No, something's different about him. The Carol I knew before would have been peeing his pants or running for his life if something like that happened. Oh, now that you mention it, I think you're right. Whoa, bugs, the giant swarm more than watch out! Wow, stay away, stay away! That, hey, what did you do for that? My eyes! I was just giving you a little something to keep away that giant swarm of bugs. Oh, I don't believe it. I thought I was gonna die. Carol, you're really afraid of bugs, aren't you? Who, me? Not at all. It's okay, Carol. You don't have to pretend. Here, take this. Ospio brand insect spray. The best to keep bugs away. Oh, you don't mind? Not at all. Just make sure you not to spray it near any people it can sting. So I'm not a person anymore, am I? Yeesh. Come on, let's go. Hey, none bug spray art.
Damien Priest got confronted by Timothy Thatcher in the parking lot. That was what it was. And then, I think, honestly, maybe the best thing on the show, because it woke everybody up, Jake Atlas versus Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa's back. Did we ever figure out where he'd gone, why he hadn't been on television? Creative had nothing for him. The other people that they can put on this fucking program, they didn't have anything, seriously. This is not just... That's the only explanation I was given. Well, anyway, I felt like somebody hit me in the head with a hammer because I got to see a star.
This is
Tommaso picked the intensity of the show.
This is definitely no regular monster. Sometimes it's better to run when it gets too much.
Up, he mauled Jake Atlas, he DDT'd him 1, 2, 3. It was a perfect return, especially since he's been pressed into action to compete for the title next week when they name another new champion. And then he took the guy to the floor and kicked the shit out of him. And the referees are trying to... Did you notice this is what Dexter Lumis ought to be? There was Tommaso Ciampa. He's a fucking psycho. He's the serial killer. He had fucking aggression and intensity, and he fucking was chaotic, and he's ripping the guy to shreds. And he's got a fucking expression on his face like, you know, the porch light may be on, but nobody's fucking home. This is a dangerous guy. This is a fucking nutcase. Dexter Lumis is just fucking boring, and his boots are full of pudding. So anyway, then...
Okay,
go ahead.
Did you see, the other day on Twitter, Dexter Lumis changed his profile photo to be the Travis Heckle artwork from the video we did of you visiting him in a hospital room after you...
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dexter. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to help. But anyway, but here comes... Now, here is where we can compare and contrast. Is it odd that there were 2 weeks in a row, one on AEW, and then the next week on NXT, there's a full stretcher job? So we can compare and contrast.
There has to be a bastard sword in this game. There has to be a bastard sword in this game.
They strapped Jake Atlas down wrongly, but in record time on the stretcher. And we're preparing to wheel him out when Tommaso Ciampa jumps on him and DDTs him off the fucking stretcher. The same thing that they did, basically the same thing they did last week with Cody and Brody Lee, right?
We finished them up.
Here is where if you could just take, like I told Batista that time, I said if I could just transplant my brain in your body for a year, we could both retire.
Don't get careless.
NXT had the much better in-ring performance. Tommaso Ciampa, a much better fucking psycho. He's a heel, but he's the heel that people kind of like because he's fucking nuts. Well, much better than Brody Lee, regardless. Not like a fucking earwig in your goddamn brain wouldn't be better than Brody Lee, but much better than Brody Lee. But the stretcher job in AEW was worlds better than this because it was real and it was well done. They had a legitimate doctor, Dr. Sampson. They took the time to stop everything down. It didn't just happen immediately like they're...
Try to be careful. These fanatical abnormalities are being caused by the air here. There's a good chance that there are pockets of excess air all over the place. Yeah, too much air can be negative effects on people and blast you. Taking in a lot of air causes your metabolism to speed up, and that'll make you more tired than usual. Wow, you know even more than I thought. That's just common sense. I'd expect people to know about air's effects on the human body, but I didn't think it was common knowledge that blastia can become supersaturated with air if used improperly. Nah, anyone who deals with body blastia should know all about that. Actually, I've never heard about it until Rita mentioned it. You gotta quit slacking and hit the books, kid.
Running a goddamn race. He wasn't bleeding out. If a guy's been beat up and possibly has a spinal injury or something like that, you don't rush it. You pick him up gently. You take the vitals. You do the whole 9 yards. Oh, they tried to rush him like he was bleeding out, and it was every second counted. Point is, AEW, real stretcher job, real doctor, done the real way, and the whole thing was a waste because the
that enemy just reappear
that they did it for couldn't get heat.
It did.
A microwave with
Wow.
a blowtorch.
Alrighty then.
NXT better in-ring performance because even though the Cody was in the Brody Lee match, the stretcher angle and everything was done primarily for Brody, and Cody was the fucking corpse. So Tommaso Ciampa benefited more from the stretcher job than Brody Lee did because it's impossible to get him over with a hot air balloon. And there you go. So if we could have just had the AEW stretcher job with the NXT match, that would have been perfect. What do you think?
I thought this was really good, a great way to bring him back with some impact. Jake Atlas did a great job of getting his ass kicked. Like, he sold everything really, really well.
I don't know if he had a lot of choice in a couple of those things, whether he sold it or not, but go ahead.
And now I'm really curious where they're going to go with Ciampa. They did a good job of bringing someone who had been a regular there for a long time back after a few weeks off TV, and now I'm curious what they're going to do with him next.
Hey, did any of you just hear a voice?
I wonder where you're taking me, matey. I've heard that voice before.
Oh, Patty.
Patty?
What? Is she a friend of yours?
We've got to help her.
Yeah, just leave it to me.
He hit it. Nice catch.
It straight up drops her.
Yeah? So you're still looking for Ifrit's treasure?
Ifrit?
Yeah, right. Treasure in a place like this? Who gave you that load of crap?
The Map-Making Guild. World Cellar tells me all sorts of things. After all, those lads travel all around the world.
Is that why you went to Rigaud's mansion too? But there wasn't anything there, right?
No, but a story that's 100% believable is all the more fishy.
I suppose that's true.
Except that you're 100% fishy.
Hey, no need to be mean now.
Anyway, I've got to get back to my treasure hunting. If you keep wandering around all alone, you'll get attacked by monsters again. That monster didn't attack me. We were playing together.
I don't think the monster saw it that way.
Patty, behind you.
I guess that means she'll be fine on her own.
Will you come with me?
I appreciate the offer, but treasure hunting will have to wait until another day.
That's an awful shame. But nonetheless, I must go. Farewell!
She's gone.
Is she really gonna be okay?
She said she'll be fine. So yeah, why not?
I hope you're right. Still, it's not like worrying's gonna change anything. Come on, let's get going.
They're going to Champa is to immediately put him in this goddamn garbage match they're gonna have next week, but never mind, we'll get to that in a second. Mia Yim versus Shotzi Blackheart. I invoked my green hair and tank rule. It's just like teleportation. If I'm running late, I get to fast forward. Now go ahead and browbeat me incessantly, like you do every time I fast forward a girl's match. And I like Mia Yim, but I'm not putting up with the girl with the fucking tank. I was afraid she'd roll over Robert Stone again.
It's not that I do it for every women's match. I'm not a big fan of Schlitzy Blitzy or whatever her name is. But if it wasn't here, I'm not trying to play spoiler. I thought it was here. It may have been later in the show. Because I lost it laughing. It's like, this can't happen again. She ran over Robert Stone again.
Let's get this over with.
Well, see, that's what. No, that's why I missed it, because I fast forwarded. I was afraid it would happen.
Robert Stone got run over again.
We're done.
It was like a tight shot on him from the chest up, and all of a sudden he goes down, and there she is in that slow-moving tank yelling at him. I must admit, it's so ridiculous I started laughing. Yeah, I never thought a third time he would get run over by this.
And I think it moves so slow, it's like being run over by a fucking 90-year-old man in a fucking hover-round. How can you not escape that? It's like the show, the show we just watched, was that on SummerSlam? Oh yeah, when poor old Dominic Mysterio's mother was on the stage 100 feet away and the heels turned and gave her a mean look. And that was supposed to be the goddamn moment of, oh my God, they're going to attack his mother who's 100 feet away and her feet are nailed to the stage. She can't move. There's no jeopardy if people obviously can't get to you unless you let them.
Sorry if I hurt you.
Nevertheless, anyway, William Regal announced what to do with the NXT title, and I got a few ideas for him. Next week we are going to have to undergo, and by the way, next week may be triple bacon cheeseburger night. On Tuesday, by the way, next week, a four-way 60-minute Iron Man match. Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor versus Johnny Sameface for the NXT title that has just been vacated after it was filled when it was vacated 6 weeks ago. What the fuck? Cole versus Ciampa. Cole versus Balor. Balor versus Ciampa. I could go on with those three names in different combinations. Take Johnny Sameface with his gray-haired wife and put him over in a fucking little cruiserweight match somewhere, and have these fucking stars, two of the three of these stars, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, have a goddamn match to determine the new champion. Now we've got to watch not a three-way, but a four-way, but we have to watch it for a fucking hour? You can't make one of these matches make sense in 20 minutes. Or for 20 minutes, much less an hour. And besides that,
This is the same phenomenon we saw at Heliord. The air is weaker than it was there, but there's no mistaking it.
That monster looks just like the ones that attacked Dawngrass.
Here it comes.
They are narrowcasting to the most die-hard, hardcore,
Is the air causing
devoted
this?
fan
This must be why the town kept getting attacked by...
who not only likes these multiple man matches, but will sit and watch this for an hour. Here's what we found out a number of times. Found it out in '96 with Michaels and Brett, especially in Los Angeles, which was the absolute worst place to have that match. These people have the attention span of a fucking flea out there. If they don't know the match is going an hour, and the guys have a classic match, it's a big deal. Flair Steamboat, whatever the fuck. But if they know already this match is going to go an hour, then it's very hard to get them to give a flying fuck unless they make it to the last 5 minutes, because then somebody's going to win. For the first, when they know nobody is going to actually win for an hour, that's tough. And a four-way on top of that, and with Johnny's same face in it.
We have to get them.
What the fuck are they trying to do to us, Brian?
I hope we only
I
have
don't
to kill
know.
this
I like most of those guys in the match. I'm not a big Gargano fan, but I'm not a big fan of Iron Man matches in general. I'm not a fan of multi-man matches. Hopefully it's good. I'm hopeful, considering it's Cole and Ciampa and Balor and even Gargano. I'm hopeful it'll be good.
Now the town.
I'm hoping it should be good. I don't know if I'm hoping. I'm hoping it'll be good.
Well, we'll see.
The trees, the monsters. It's gotta be the air that's causing this.
There's more of them.
Ah, so this is the end, huh? Farewell, all my dear fans the world over.
I'll make sure your gravestone reads, "Here lies the world's biggest sap."
You're supposed to say stuff like, "We can make it through this together."
Who is he?
Duke.
Wait! What is that sword? Let me see. How did you do that back there? You, like, sliced through the air, but that's impossible.
What good would that knowledge do you?
Well, I mean, with something like that, we might be able to stop the Blastia from going berserk. We saw that happen to a Blastia. The air was out of control. We couldn't do anything.
This was only a distortion. It is a natural occurrence.
Distortion?
Thank you so much for helping us.
Do not go near the air crene.
Huh?
What do you mean, air crene? This place?
Air crene are the springs from which all air in the world comes.
Springs of air.
Who are you? This isn't the kind of place you just go for a walk. We would have been dead without your help, though. Thanks.
That power. Could it be the Rizomata formula? I can't tell anything from checking things out here. I have to see some others.
Hey, didn't that guy earlier say these were all over the world?
Yeah,
We won't know anything solid until we find them and study them.
So, I guess we're finished looking into things here?
Yeah, let's get back to Dongress to meet with the Don.
On the WWE Network, go to SummerSlam 96 under WWE Pay-Per-Views, and the time we'll be starting at is 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 55 seconds into the pay-per-view event. Of course, if you have the option underneath the video to jump to, you can jump right to Vader versus Shawn Michaels WWE Championship.
Or they could stop by and watch the little promo that I cut right beforehand, because it was fairly decent. And Michael Hayes' hair has never been shorter in his adult life than it was that night.
You do have that option to see the promo with content.
Man, I wish we could get out of here already.
don't get so flustered, boy. We'll get out of here nice and easy, you'll see.
Not everyone leads a carefree life of unicorns and rainbows like you know.
Life is a lot like this forest. Winding paths, intertwining.
This forest is really relaxing.
Come on, let's leave our philosopher behind and get a move on.
Listen to what I've got to say.
So you mean we're lost in the forest of life?
Oh, so you get what I'm saying?
Before we find our way out of the forest of life, we need to find our way out of this one.
I'll lead. I have found direction in this life more times than... Hey, wait! I'm not done yet!
Wow.
Jim Cornette and Vader. But once again, the time will be starting as 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 55 seconds into SummerSlam 96. If you're ready on your end, Jim, we will do a 5-second countdown, and then we will press start on the video. Are you ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Correct. Are you
Anomalous
ready?
air conditions result in Blastia going out of control, which in turn leads to monsters turning vicious. If this is related to the distortion he was talking about, then it might not be only this forest that's affected.
You sure mumble to yourself a lot, don't you?
What? Another monster attack?
Run away! Run away!
Carol, keep your head down.
It's them.
Dawn!
You all do something?
Do something? What do you mean?
Those savage monsters turned docile as pups and ran off. What did you do?
Yuri, it must be because we stopped the flow of the air.
The monsters turned tame because we stopped the runaway air!
Runaway air?
Hey, old man, do you know something?
Well, my old friend Bellius used to say something about it.
So it's true that Dawn and Bellius are friends. Who is Bellius? The Duce who rules the Colosseum of Nordopolica. Nordopolica?
And what's with that runaway air?
It was really amazing. More and more really strong monsters kept on coming, but we...
Boy, those are the sorts of things you keep to yourself.
What?
You don't do deeds like that so other people will notice. You do them so that you can protect your town and your friends.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, could I see him for a moment?
What?
Oh, you can use healing arts. Thank you.
Ain't that Raven over there? Quit hiding, you! Our man ain't giving you trouble, is he?
What do you mean, trouble? The reason the monsters got tame was our doing. Mine especially.
Huh? Raven's a member of Altosk?
Somehow that seems to be the case.
Ouch, Gramps. Cut that out.
Shut up, you!
Don Whitehorse.
What is it?
I know we've only just met, but I have something I need to talk to you about.
Quite the strapping young lad, aren't you? What's your name?
I'm Yuri. Yuri Lowell.
Yuri, eh? So you must be the leader here.
Excuse me, Gramps. Anybody home?
Look at Yuri's hair just cutting into that scene.
There ain't been too many lively youngsters around here lately. So I've grown bored. I'll listen to you. But in exchange, you gotta indulge me for a bit.
Jeez, what a time for that old geezer's bad habit.
What are you talking about?
Whenever he finds someone who shows a little backbone, he just has to test them.
Test? Test what?
Their strength, of course.
Exactly. Now, come and indulge an old man in his innocent hobby.
No. You can count me out.
Hey, he just took off.
All right. An opportunity to face the head of a guild isn't the kind of thing that comes along every day.
That's the spirit. Show me what you got.
Okay, with that said, 5, 4,
If you're so old,
3,
you'll retire and drink tea
2,
in peace.
1. Press start now.
But that's really not my...
And here we go. And, you see the people coming up? The crowd pan. There's the couple with the fluorescent colors in the front row that were always at all the pay-per-views back then, and they're from Ohio.
Annoying.
I'm gonna be in the minority here. I hate the fucking ramp. I hate the big stage. I love this. Now, in the old days when we had to come down the 3-foot wide aisles and they'd beat the shit out of us, I didn't love it. But coming through the people, look, they're throwing shit. You can see people reaching. It looks like you're in a crowded arena. The stage to me is so sterile, and there's no people around, and there's no chaos going on. They're throwing the cups and shit, and blah blah blah. Even though we didn't have a lot of heat, real heat, even back then in the WWF as compared to the 80s NWA, still, but there's the racket. I've got the side of my head blocked, right? Because nobody's gonna peg a fucking quarter into my fucking eye. But that's anytime I'm walking down a crowded aisle, the racket blocks one side, so I can look at the other side, and they can't hit me from the blind side. Gund Arena in Cleveland, beautiful building. Definitely better than the building that Ox Baker had the riot in '74 when he turned on Johnny Powers. Or no, when they turned on Ernie Ladd, I should say.
How much does Nate weigh here?
He's probably 4'10", 15-ish, somewhere around there, high 380s, somewhere in that range. He was up about 430 when he had the shoulder surgery, but he'd lost a little bit. And now, see, here's another thing. Leon is being Leon. I'm just up on the ring. I don't know when he's going to stop fucking dancing and prancing for the people and going around the ring. He used to drive them crazy. This was before they laid out step by step everybody's entrance. But you never knew whether he was going straight in the ring or just go around, because that's what he'd always done. And now they're trying to find a fucking camera that has a decent shot because they weren't expecting this, right? And I'm like, well, the clock is ticking, but he's being Vader. And see, they didn't know he was going to do this because he just decided to fucking do it. That's what drove Vince and the production crew crazy. Leon just wants to go tear some shit up and be Vader. Walk around and intimidate everybody. Anyway, finally we get him in the ring. I swear to God, Vince is about to have an orgasm right before... Listen to this with the commentary. It's Vince and JR and I think Mr. Perfect. Vince not only came when Sean's music threatened to start, but now